Okay, let's hop into what hopefully will be the series, or maybe. In case you didn't know, guys, I put a comment on my channel last week when I was doing what I'm hoping this video, or what it will be this video. My camera died, and they made a high-pitch electronic whine, went down, and has not seen the light of day since. Chuck and mainly Chuck, Eric's made mention, Paul, these guys been all over my ass about when's the video coming out? Well, here it is, guys, in all of its glory. But at any rate, I've got to get that replaced, and what I really wanted was a camcorder. And but what I'd really like to have is one of those real nice high-def camcorders like Pete and Bill and Tom. I think Jeff Cutler Lover's got one like it. I wanted one of those. There's just no way that's in my budget right now. They're way over my head on budget on that one. But I think I found one, and I'm going to go ahead and order it probably when I get done with this vid. It's one that actually Davin the Geek did a review on a couple of months ago. It's a Camilio X100. They're still out there. You can still find them. I think they are being phased out, though, for an upgraded version, which is nowhere near as nice. Doesn't have anywhere near the features. But anyway, I looked at it. I've talked to him about it a couple times. He really likes his, and I think for what I'm going to use it for, doing gun videos and whatnot, it'll be fine. And so I'm going to go ahead and order it, and it's less than 200 bucks. So I can swing that. It's going to be tough, but I can swing that right now, and we'll go from there. But in the meantime, I got a buddy of mine that let me borrow his. This is a Canon, I guess, and he said he hadn't used it in over a year. But I charge it up and it says it's recording, so hopefully it'll be okay. The camera I had before this one, we gave it away, and the only one we have left is for still shots, which it takes great still shots, but doesn't have video on it. But he let me borrow this one for now, and so we'll go from there. Anyway, let me hop into this video we're going to talk about. As I said, this is just some basic general knowledge stuff about certain things. Hopefully I'm going to ramble along here somewhat coherently, and we'll go from here. As always, this video, guys, my opinion based on my experiences and beliefs. I am not an expert. I don't claim to be, so don't hold me to some kind of expert standard. If you agree with me, that's fine. If you don't, hey, that's fine too. Just be civil about it. If not, click, you're out. So I don't have a problem with that either. But let me ask you guys a question. Let's get her kicked off. Is carrying a right? Do you believe carrying is an absolute right? Is carrying a gun an absolute right? You know, our framers and our founding fathers certainly thought so. The framers of the Constitution believed it so wholeheartedly, and that they added it to the Bill of Rights and made it part of the first 10 amendments, which became and which is the Bill of Rights. Now, what are the Bill of Rights? Now, don't laugh too much, guys. There's a lot of people that know, well, it's part of the Constitution, but they really don't understand the significance of it. The Bill of Rights, guys, are the first 10 amendments to the Constitution for the United States of America. They were ratified on December the 15th of 1791, and they were never to be touched. They were ironclad. That listed down the individual rights of the citizenry of the United States of America, period. They were meant to be, they were, and they still are, and forever will be a list of your individual rights as American citizens. Period. End of story. There's a lot of people out there, the left-wing zealots, the anti-liberty guys, the anti-gun guys, like our president that we have now. Sorry if you're a fan of his, but it's true. The Nancy Pelosi's, the Harry Reids, the Henry the Tellerite Waxmans, the Barbara Boxers, the Bill Maher's, what a dumbass he is. The Rosie O'Donnell's. Enough said. Pete's woman there, you know. Just kidding. Just kidding. He hates her as much as the rest of us do. That hateful woman on The View, what's her name? Joey Beard? Oh, she's stupid anyway, it doesn't matter. All these people, they don't want to think that the Second Amendment's an individual right, but by God, you say, well, the First Amendment's not. Oh, yes, it is. Watch how fast they jump on and defend that one. No, The Bill of Rights, your individual rights, and the Second Amendment states clearly that the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Period. End of story. They can't stand that one. And there's a lot of us out there that know, and I know I'm preaching to the choir on this, if it wasn't for the second, the other 9 wouldn't exist. And that's a damn sure fact. So, absolutely it is a right. And a lot of people think that our Bill of Rights, speaking of the Bill of Rights, was adapted or came in somewhat from the old English Bill of Rights, which I believe was written in 1689. And even in it, and unfortunately the English have their own left-wing government types have shit all over their Bill of Rights, but it pretty much doesn't exist anymore. But even it stated and made it very, very clear that it believed that it was the right of the people to protect and defend themselves by the use of arms. So it's a shame that they don't have that anymore. And believe me, those are those, like I just mentioned, are trying to get your rights too, and they possibly could. So it is a right to carry. You make a decision to carry. There's a lot of things that go into deciding to carry once you've made that decision. Okay, whether it be openly or concealed. So for a minute, let's talk about concealed. Okay, most places, if you're going to conceal carry, now there are a few states that do not have this law, but most states, if you're going to conceal carry a firearm, require you to get a permit. Now we can get into that a later time too. We're not going to talk about is should you have a permit or shouldn't you. I'm not getting into that. But what I'm going to talk about is some common sense stuff talking about carry. If you decide to conceal carry, there's a couple things you do need to keep into consideration, a couple things that I believe you should do, and I would be very interested to hear what some of the things you guys think too. And so, if you're going to conceal carry, yeah, the type of firearm you're going to carry is big. We'll get into that at another time. But some of the things that I believe you should take into consideration are what type of carry are you going to do? You're going to do in the waistband? Are you going to do shoulder? Are you going to do side? Hip carry, small of the back? Are you going to do a pocket carry with a pocket firearm such as this one right here? And if you do, how are you going to be proficient at it? Guys, there's an old saying, practice makes perfect. I'm here to tell you right now, practice does not make perfect. Practice makes permanent. You have to practice perfectly in order for it to be perfect. So there's a lot of things that go into it. A lot of people that I know that conceal carry, and I hate to say this, but it's true. A lot of people I know that conceal carry never, ever, ever pull their firearm out of their holster. And I think that is a huge mistake. A big mistake. I think if you conceal carry your firearm, you should practice drawing every single day. And I do. Every single night I practice drawing from my holster. Now I carry on a hip. I use a crossbreed in the waistband. That's my preferred carry method. And I usually either carry an XD9 or an XD40 subcompact. Sometimes I carry my wife's Glock 27. But those two firearms have pretty much the same manual of arms. I don't carry my SIG anymore. I do have a holster for it. Once in a blue mile, I'll carry it. But when I do carry it, I practice for a day or two. I practice quite a bit with it before I actually do, because I have to get used to that manual of arms. My wife's a perfect example. For years she carried, not years, but for over a year, she carried an LCP. Got her this one for Christmas. She's having to relearn her manual of arms because she wants to carry this thing cocked and locked, because she doesn't want to have to remember to pull the trigger back and fire it when she's used to just pulling that thing out and pointing and go. So what she's doing is she's working with it, and almost there. Before long, it's going to be second nature. This thing has a thumb safety on it, so she has to remember to pull this thing. It's going to be cocked and locked. She got to pull it, flip down the safety before it'll fire. And she's working with that. She's getting pretty good at it. So it won't be long till that'll be second nature to her to try to click that thing down and go. And she'll be aware of it. So you need to practice with your firearm, because you got to remember, guys, if you get into a defensive shoot, you have to pull your firearm out in order to defend yourself. Okay? You can't defend yourself if it's in your holster. That's all there is to it. So you have to pull it. In a defensive shoot, your heart's probably going to be pumping. Your adrenaline's going to be going. You're going to be excited. You're going to be nervous. You don't need to be wondering, oh, God, fumbling with your firearm to get it out. It needs to be second nature for you to pull that thing and draw it and go. So that's why I say it's essential, in my opinion, for you to practice with this. If you go to a range that will allow you to draw from your holster and fire, which a lot of them don't, which is fucking stupid. That's another subject too. But practice firing. Practice firing that way. Practice a defensive shoot if you can. If not, you can practice it at home at night. Use snap caps and dry fire. But practice a defensive shoot. You need to do this. You need to be aware of it, because it's not going to be, okay, stand right there, 30 feet away from me, let me aim up and breathe and shoot you. It's not going to be none of that. They're going to be moving. They're going to be coming at you. You're going to be, like I said, you're going to be nervous. You need to work on these techniques, and you need to work on it. I would really love to hear if there's anything else that you guys think need to be part of it. Yeah, I know choosing a proper firearm, I understand that. Your ammunition, you definitely need to use defensive ammo. We understand that. But what are some of the things you do? What are some things that you can do to practice at home at night? What are some of the ideas? Let's get some discussion going on it. I'd really love to hear some of that. So if you have to draw, you need to make sure that you're not having to fumble around with your firearms. So definitely want to practice that. Okay? And also, don't make it obvious that you're armed. That's my opinion. Okay? If you're concealed carrying, now if you're open carrying, it's going to be blatantly obvious. That's a different subject. We'll get into that at another time. But don't make it obvious that you're armed. Okay? There are some people that actually let it be known that they're concealed carrying, and I don't necessarily agree with that. The whole purpose of concealed carrying is for your element of surprise. Alright? Alright, so that's where I'm going to cut this one off, guys. What I'm going to get into next time is how much a lot of people, and I've actually had somebody say this to me once, believe it or not. They said, I carry sometimes, it's kind of like a hobby to me. Carrying a gun is not a hobby, guys. It is a way of life. But at any rate, I'm going to wrap this one up. I don't want this to get too long, and so we'll go with it next time. Let me guys know what you think. Let me know what you think, guys. And there's something else that you can practice. If you've got a way of doing things, share it with us. Let us know. Respond to this video. I will approve any response that has anything to do with something like that. That's all I got, guys. So next time we'll get into it a little bit more. That's all I got for now, guys. Later.